Hey, what's up team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. In this video, I'm going to be talking about extroverted sensing and introverted intuition and the dynamics at play kind of between those, the axis. It's a spectrum of kind of interpreting the world. And I'm going to try to do it through the RPG kind of frame set that I use, as well as playing a little game with myself using Rory's story cubes. I don't know if you know what these are, but basically a bunch of different pictures, and you can flip them, and they inspire you to do stuff and to think of things. Hopefully my stomach won't growl too much throughout this. And let's see where it goes. Hopefully I can make this entertaining, and you can comment with your own ideas as well, using the pictures here. I'll post a picture of this, like a screenshot of it as well, so you can see it at all times too. So here we go. Maybe I should just flip it. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a jewel amulet, some rain, some ogre guy, an old lady or a gnome or something, and a forest. All right, so let's see. Starting out, I'm going to go with the that forest up there at the top. So basically, I consider extroverted sensing to be this berserker style, who is in tune, in touch with the extroverted realm, the sensory aspect of things. And introverted intuition I consider to be like a sentinel, like this long-range archer with a bow and arrow. I imagine it as an elf originally, and the berserker as a dwarf style. Doesn't have to be, but that's where I went with it. So the forest. If they were to go into a forest, okay, the berserker, let's call it a she, the berserker would kind of take that second to fully embrace the world around them, like noticing the birds in the trees and like the squish of the sand or whatever, the grass underneath her feet, kind of probably running her fingers along the trees or the grass or the bushes as she goes in, fully aware of the tangible realm of things. The sentinel would be more likely to, see those things, but then detach from them in a way. Appreciating that they're there, but finding the real world to be in what you can imagine the connections of everything to be. So what I mean by that is like thinking of more of like, why is it that this forest is here? Why does it have this power that it has? Why, are these trees specific to this area? And like, how can you use that to, protect yourself in a battle? Whereas the berserker, if she were to be in a battle, in the forest, right? She would probably jump in there, like fully jumping down into the fray, into the battle, absorbing everything that's happening. And, if you swing an axe, for example, or a maul or whatever it is, a bat, it doesn't matter. That is extroverted sensing in a way. It's using your senses in the moment in connection to the world and the events that are happening. So the berserker is going to be in the fight and kind of be reinvented through each action in the fight. What I mean by that is the dance of the whole battle is what determines the berserker's life at that time, right? So what let's see, how can I say this? Each swing creates a new world, a new event, right? And this is the new timeline that the berserker is in. Okay, having to swing, having to dodge, having to interact with these ogres that are jumping out there, yeah, I brought it in, is how the berserker interprets the world and embraces the world. Each moment gives her more sensory experience and a higher, I guess, ecstasy in that sense of like being fully present and involved in that moment as it becomes a new moment. The sentinel, let me drag that up there anyway. The sentinel is going to see the battle, see these ogres jump out, and take a step back and assess the situation more holistically in the sense of detaching himself from the actual sensory aspects, freeing his mind from the tangible world and shifting perspectives, trying to see where can I go to give me an advantage in the situation through perceiving it in a different way. Climbing the tree is going to give a different a different advantage and a different perspective of the whole thing. And that's what introverted intuition is trying to do, is shifting perspectives, trying to see things through a different lens by redefining the situation. By the sentinel climbing that tree or going behind a bush or taking distance, they are able to see it from a different perspective, a different way. Rain. What can I do with rain or any of these other ones? I don't want to do rain. Let's do this amulet. This amulet thing up there at the top. Basically, the truth, the real gem of life for an extroverted perceiver, and especially a berserker, is to be able to be at one with the moment, with the environment, and fully, I've said this before, just fully embracing it, letting it come in and impact the berserker herself. And having to, imagine it from different perspectives or take yourself out of that dance of the battle is not what the berserker wants to do. That removes the berserker from like the real world, right? And that's not good. Everybody has their own approach to understanding and interpreting life. And for berserkers, for these SP types, ESPs specifically, it is being present. It's being in that moment and having an impact, or allowing them to kind of be impacted by the situation and adapt to that. Whereas what is the true gem for a sentinel is going to be that ability to detach from the sensory realm, like out of your body or stealth mode or whatever you want to call it, and be able to take that second or minute or whatever it is to realize the deeper meaning of the whole situation, and trying to see where it came from, where it's going in that sense. And it takes time. But that is what sentinels want to do. They want to be able to assess the situation conceptually to try to figure it out. And the berserker, what puts them in flow is the ability to adapt to the crisis, to the moment. If you watch the How to Think Like videos or read Dario Nardi's book, it's these SP types, these extroverted sensors, are all about adapting to the moment and having this like brain state that's fully ready to just switch on at any point. And that's what they're trying to do by embracing the world in the moment, right? Letting their senses be impacted. Oh man, what this lady? I don't know what this lady's all about. I'll leave that one to you guys because it's already at 10 minutes and I kind of want to keep it short. So let's see, the rain and the old lady. If you got any ideas about those, please let me know. I'd be curious to hear. I'll try to think of some too, and if I got something, I'll post it down below as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was, interesting, a little different than usual, and gave you a little bit of insight into kind of how that spectrum of extroverted sensing and introverted intuition works. Okay. Once again, as always, thank you very much for watching. I'm extremely happy that you're on this journey of self understanding and growth, and I hope that I can be a part of it, at least to kind of spur different insights and give you some ideas about how to view the world and shift your perspective. So thank you very much for watching. Good luck, have fun. Peace.